ये जो अभी भरत गुप्त जी ने बोला, और उसमें जो है आजकल जो वो डीएनए वाली बात बहुत आ रही है कि साहब चूंकि हमारा सबका डीएनए एक है इसलिए हम सब एक हैं। ऐसा कोई ऐतिहासिक प्रमाण मिलता है क्या? एनी एविडेंस इन हिस्ट्री पीपल ऑफ द सेम डीएनए do not fight each other? I mean,
you are asking an obvious question, but then I would like to actually take you and the readers a little, because no, we are the context in which we are talking about is Dr. Mohan Bhagwat's recent statement that no, we and all others have the same DNA, so therefore there is no problem in uniting us, and then so it is not a problem at all. Now, I would like to, since he heads a very large organization in which we have all faith reposed, particularly all Hindus have reposed faith, it is time that we must have a look into the organization, little bit of this. I take about 3-4 minutes to read out what this organization about and then why it was started. And RSS has a website by name rss.org. It has a mission statement and it has a vision statement also. The mission statement is essentially, both mission and vision statement are essentially about the sayings and writings of Dr. Keshav Baliram Hegdewar, who is the founder of RSS, who founded the organization in 1925. In fact, the background in which he formed the organization informs the mission and vision statement. I read out. It is his words, and it is also the mission statement of RSS. The Hindu culture is the life breath of Hindustan. It is therefore clear that if Hindustan is to be protected, we should first nourish the Hindu culture. If the Hindu culture perishes in Hindustan itself, and if the Hindu society ceases to exist, it will hardly be appropriate to refer to the mere geographical entity that remains as Hindustan. Mere geographical lumps do not make a nation. Now, Pakistan and Bangladesh are the living examples. They were till 1947, they are part of India or Akhand Bharat. And once they are separated and Hinduism perished there, so they are no longer Hindustan. So this is very clear. He was such a great visionary. And then a few excerpts from the vision statement I would like to read out so that readers would understand the context. The 800-year-long resistance of Hindus to Islamic invasions and rule had its own lessons for the British. This is from the RSS website. Seeing physical repression would not be much avail. The British thought that through subtle and not so subtle ways attempted to subvert Hindu mind itself. They did succeed mainly through enforcing a system of education. In such an environment, the nation's identity became eroded. It is an irony of history that even after paying ultimate price of vivisection of their motherland due to the Congress policy of appeasement of Muslims, I again underline, due to the Congress policy of appeasement of Muslims, the Hindus have been treated as the second-order citizens in post-independence Bharat. This was foreseen by Dr. Hegdewar. Years of thinking had convinced him that a strong and united Hindu society alone is sine qua non for the very survival of Bharat as an independent and sovereign nation. And he founded RSS in 1925. The ideology of the Sangh is to carry the nation to the pinnacle of glory through organizing society and ensuring protection of Hindu Dharma. Protection of Hindu Dharma, kindly mark words. Thus, the RSS is not an end in itself, but a means to an end, that of protecting, preserving, and promoting Hindu Dharma. Further, the RSS boldly and grandiosely proclaims that the 21st century will be Hindu century. Mark these words. The RSS proclaimed that 21st century is Hindu century, and we are already almost more than 1/5 of it we have already completed, but I don't see anywhere near that kind of reality. Will be Hindu century, as Hinduism alone is in a position to provide life vision. Why it is Hindu 21st century will be Hindu century? Because the RSS says, rightly so, that Hinduism alone is in a position to provide a life vision. And this is the excerpt from their vision statement. Now, interestingly, from the same vision statement, at 78 places, there are references to Hinduism, Hindustan, and Hindutva. Now, this is the reality, and this is the background in which Dr. Hegdewar has founded RSS in the year 1925 in order to unite Hindus to protect, promote, and preserve Hindu Dharma, Hindutva, Hindu culture, and Hindu religion. But what is the current status? As it happened with Brahmo Samaj, with Arya Samaj, with Ramakrishna Mission, with Pradhana Samaj, with all the organizations which were founded with such lofty ideals, they quickly drifted to secularism side, forgot the original objects, and then they have become a problem for the Hindu religion itself. Now, this drift has in fact started during the time of Guruji, respected Guruji Golwalkarji, when he found that the incessant assault of the establishment on the RSS, so he started gradually moving towards the process of secularization, and he wrote in a bunch of thoughts about assimilation of Muslims, assimilation of minorities, and all those kind of things, which are maybe for his time they made sense, but certainly not in the current time. Now, this has caught up so much so that it is the Gandhian, Nehruvian, and Congress thought and Congress traits that prevail in the RSS methodology of working, and in fact they appease minorities so much. But the only difference is that they call it assimilation, whereas the Congress and all other political parties call it this one appeasement or development of minorities. Except for the nomenclature, the process remains same, and it is therefore no wonder the BJP government at the center and BJP governments in all states, they are the biggest appeasers of the minorities, even though not even one minority person votes for them. And how this has happened, all these kind of inanities, useless things like Sarva Dharma Samabhav. These were all started by the RSS only. Sarva Dharma Samabhav, or all religions are same, or like that. And then they started one month earlier, Sarva Dharma Samadhar Manch. Sarva Dharma Samadhar Manch. And then there is another thing called Samajik Samrasata. Then recently, this Muslim Rashtriya Manch. Now, all these are basically high-sounding names of surrendering to the Muslims, surrendering to the minorities. It is not about assimilation. There is nothing called assimilation. You cannot assimilate. Can you assimilate poison into food? Or vice versa. When two incompatible things can never be assimilated. Abrahamism and natural religions can never be assimilated because Abrahamism devours natural religions. Now, the baffling question that has been bothering everyone is that why should Hindus alone have this problem or thinking that we should assimilate Muslims, we should assimilate Christians? Is there any such thought from the other side that Muslims or Christians ever said that we would like to be assimilated into the national culture? No, they say that no, my way is the highway. So either you join us, or otherwise we'll convert you, or we'll finish you off in various ways. So this problem of concentrating on assimilation or appeasement or whatever you call it, it has led to complete neglect of the basic purpose for which the organization was started. That is uniting Hindus, strengthening the Hindu systems of thought, preserving our culture, promoting Hindu religion, promoting Hindu thought, promoting Hindu dharma. All these things have been forgotten and we have been completely secularized. In fact, if I may say so, RSS is completely away from the original purposes for which it was created. It has become the world's largest NGO for relief and other purposes, not for the purpose for which it was created. And I feel very sad to say this. In the year 2012, I think it was in August or September, K. Sudarshan ji, he was by then he quit the post of Sarsang Chalak and then he was living in Bhopal. On Eid, he decided that he would convert to Muslim, and then he was going to what is that, Tazul Mosque or somewhere, and he was going there. And luckily, Babulal Gaur spotted him going there, and then he immediately intervened, and then he brought him back with great difficulty. And by then already the word spread that no, K. Sudarshan ji was about to convert and then offer namaz in the that mosque, Tazul Mosque. What does it indicate? The chief of the RSS, the organization which says its vision and mission is to protect Hindu dharma, the chief of RSS wanted to convert to Islam, or even offer namaz in a mosque. I mean, this is the deracination and destruction that the RSS has been causing within their own ranks. So now, once it reaches that level of deracination, then and what authority they have to talk on behalf of Hindus, saying that no, Hindus and Muslims have the same kind of DNA. This is something is absurd, because biology cannot determine your theology. If that is so, then there would not have been problems at all. If biology determines theology, then why did Arabs came here and then brought Islam here and converted Hindus there? Because no, they did not come here for biology, or the Europeans did not come here for biology. This is absolutely deracinated. Even a fifth class student will laugh at these kind of statements, that if you say that there is a biology or DNA that determines the theology or our thought process or such kind of things. So I recall the great Sitaram Goyalji's words that RSS is leading Hindu society on the golden path of destruction. And I think there is not that is the reality as it exists today, and that's a very unfortunate thing. And it has gone in the same way. RSS has gone in the same way as the Arya Samaj, Pradhana Samaj, Brahmo Samaj, and Ramakrishna Mission. It is time to save RSS from the RSS cadres, RSS leaders. That is the call I would like to give. I do not hesitate to say, because RSS is an organization started by the great Hegdewar, and so much drift and moving away it has taken from the original objects. If the RSS cannot come back to its original purpose for which Dr. Hegdewar started it, then it is better that it should perish. It should not remain, and it cannot be allowed to take take the name of Hindu or Hindutva or any such thing. So this is what in the first phase I would like to say. Second, when we come back again, I will talk about this Gurumurthy ji's article.